Hey everyone! So I wanted to do a kind of review video for you guys today. This is actually a suggestion from one of my viewers, so thank you very much for the suggestion because I think it is an excellent topic. So today I'm going to be talking about St. John's wort and my experience with it, explain a little bit about it. And in the past I had done a video on which supplements I take, which is actually still valid, so I'm going to link that down below. And before I get started on the topic itself, I wanted to kind of mention another YouTuber too. So there's another mental health vlogger on here named Emily Faith, and she's also spoken about St. John's wort and her experience with it. So if I can find the video, I'm going to link that down below as well. But for those of you that don't know Emily Faith, she does videos on depression, anxiety. I know she's surpassed 100 subscribers now, so I'm really proud of her. As far as I know, she's one of those people that wasn't sure if she wanted to start her own YouTube account and finally took the plunge, went for it, and I see her having a lot of success on here, so very proud of her. So I would love if you guys would go check her out, check out that video, subscribe to her. That would be really awesome. So let's get into today's topic. So here is St. John's wort for all of you to see. Now, this is a new St. John's wort I've been taking. My experience with St. John's wort has been for approximately 2 years now, I'm going to say. But I actually take it seasonally. I find that my depression really comes out in the winter months. It's very much seasonally provoked. So with the kind of shorter days and the cold and just like the darkness, it really brings out the depressive symptoms in me, which really sucks. And so I can start to experience that kind of seasonal depression as early as, I'll say, mid-October. And it goes through December, January, like right now is the worst time, into February, because in Montreal we have really bad winters, and it usually teeters off sometime in February, I'm going to say around Valentine's Day, and then I seem to go kind of like on the uphill from there. So I am using a kind of stronger one. This one is in liquid phytocaps. So this one has a pretty high concentration of the active ingredient in it. So this one has 2.7 milligrams, where I think, if I'm not mistaken, my old one had like maybe 0.3. It was like much smaller than this. Now that's for 3 capsules worth of this one. And I think it was kind of a similar dosage on the other one. Like you're supposed to take a few of them. But I'm personally very sensitive to medications. So I will take just one of these. And my preference is to take it around lunchtime with my other supplements. So just to mention, I also take a multivitamin, which I've just run out of. So I'm going to pick it up this week from my health food store. I take high EPA omega-3s for depression, and I take vitamin D also during seasonally for the winter months when you're not getting in as much sunlight on your brain. So if you guys are wondering what St. John's wort is, want to know a little bit about it, I'll kind of give you guys a bit on it. It can be controversial, like anything, that's for sure. I'd classify it as kind of a naturopathic medicine, a little more like on the Eastern than Western medicine side of things. It is not over the counter, so you can go to your pharmacy, you can go to a health food store and grab it from there. And from my understanding, how it works is similar to SSRIs, which are types of antidepressants which will basically allow you to use your serotonin a little more effectively. It doesn't create more serotonin, but it allows your body to use it more efficiently and not to get rid of it, in a sense. That is my understanding of it. Now, I don't know if it's a placebo effect or whatever it is, but I do notice a difference. For me, it just helps level me out and make me feel more normal. But I do want to add, before I go on with how it's been working for me, is that St. John's wort, it has a lot of interactions. So this is something that I would recommend you speak to your doctor about, or you do your own research on it. Because for instance, this you cannot take if you're on birth control. So you have to really make sure that you know your facts, because you don't want to be taking something and then lose like the effectiveness of another medication that's really important because of this. So you really have to educate yourself and make sure. I think this also renders antibiotics less effective. So you really have to make sure that you know what you're getting into if you're going to start this. Because I think a lot of people have that misconception, can't speak today, that misconception that just because you're taking a naturopathic medicine that it's not going to have as many interactions, it's not going to have any side effects, blah blah blah, but it definitely can, and I know Emily has spoken a little bit about that, so you can check out in her video what she has to say. But for myself, the only negative I've experienced with this is this acts as a light sedative, But if I take it in too high of a quantity, I find that I get horrific nightmares. And that has been known to be a side effect of St. John's wort, and I think with sedatives in general. So really, taking the smallest dose possible is the best for me. We'll just take one of these, and I'll just show you what these ones look like. They're kind of coated like this, nothing too special, but literally just one of them, and that does the job, regulates my mood. I really think also that the high EPA omega-3s I take make a big difference as well. And what it means to be high EPA is it has more EPA than DHA, which is basically the composition of the omega-3 you're taking. And that is a lot better in terms of mood stabilizing for depression. If you have something that's more DHA, as far as I can recall, maybe I need more of it, I think it's more linked to your memory and such things. So if you want to work on basically your cognitive abilities, then you would take more DHA. But if you're kind of more focused on the depressive aspects, then you want to take more of the EPA instead. So overall, just St. John's wort has helped me a lot through the winters. I find if I don't take this, then I basically really notice my depression. This just kind of makes you forget sometimes that you're dealing with depression. For myself, it's like when I wasn't on it, it would be just a struggle to get out of bed. It would be a struggle to put on that day's makeup, to go to work. Sometimes I'd call in sick, a lot more mental health days. This time I have not experienced that this winter. I've been really on, you know, the uphill instead, and it's been pretty good for me. So I just wanted to add though that I did make a mistake with this medication, and I want to make that clear to you guys. If you're on anything, whether it's prescribed or it's something like this that you can get from like a health food store, make sure to take it consistently and to take it seriously. Because the absolute truth is, when I got engaged, I was on this just like cloud nine, everything was great. I just forgot completely about taking my supplements. And that can be very dangerous because I myself am very prone to having depressive episodes after a really big high. You know, it's like anything. You have that big uphill, what's going to happen? You're going to come down at some point, right? But I crashed. So just a little bit after, like what happened is I got engaged, and then I was so happy. I was getting all this feedback and positivity. And then I went away with my fiance for a little bit, and we had an amazing time. And then life kind of slowly gets back to normal, right? You're going back to work, back to school, blah, blah, blah. And I found my mood just completely just plummeting. And I realized, oh my gosh, I'm not taking my St. John's wort anymore. So no matter how happy you feel, whatever the case, I mean, if you want to wean off your medication one day, that's one thing. You can slowly decrease it, but I just stopped taking it. And I am an intelligent woman. I'm aware that if you do that, it's dangerous to just get off something cold turkey like that. But I was just so like, la la, that I completely forgot. And so I paid for it because I found myself in a bit more of a depressive state. So my advice is, if you choose to take something, commit to it. And if you really feel like you'll be okay without it after a while, then slowly bring down the concentrations and decline your use of it. Thankfully this, like I said, I'm only taking one pill, but you can take to up to 3 pills of this depending on how sensitive you are to medications, how much you think you need. It's trial and error for everyone. For some people this might not work. There's another medication I had tried, which is naturopathic as well, and it's called SAM-E. And I spoke about this with one of my subscribers on here, Paul Martin, and we both, when we took it, experienced like extreme mania, paranoia. It was just not a good time. It was way too strong for my system. It made me feel horrible. I was happy to be off of it. That was something I went off right away just because it was like, this is scary. This is like, I don't want to be anywhere near this. But for St. John's wort, this has been life changer for me. So I just wanted to kind of discuss that with you guys. Like I said, the dosage is going to vary for the person. You might get different side effects. I mean, what Emily was describing in her video, I actually got the sense that maybe she has some sort of allergic reaction to it. It sounded like it was possible. Because it sounded like she had some reactions in her throat or some things that probably weren't normal for taking a medication, from my understanding. But I mean, you can have different symptoms and different things depending what you take, but all I know is this has been working well to just make me feel fairly normal. But just remember, guys, that there's no miracle pill. This might make you feel more like yourself, but you still have to put in that effort to get the job, to go to school, to form relationships, whatever it is you want. You're gonna have to still put that effort in, but this just might help you feel a little bit more normal. But I'm just going to add, I've heard of light box therapy being very effective if you don't want to take any sort of medications. Therapy, of course, can help a lot of people dealing with depression. Exercise can help a lot. It really just depends. You got to get in touch with yourself. And I don't want to say that medication is always the answer, but for me, this naturopathic one that has very few side effects really helped me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today, my precious gems. Give me a thumbs up if you like this topic, and I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye, everyone.